All right, everybody, welcome back. Sam's Army match week. Well, we'll just call this men's national team versus Switzerland episode, and we got a lot to talk about and probably yell about, maybe cry about. We'll see. Hoping to squeeze it in a mailbag episode later in this week. We'll see about that. This episode will be focused on the U.S. men's national team and the pre-Gold Cup tune-ups slash losses we just endured versus Turkey and more recently Switzerland. Now, before we launch into it, a quick introductory hello to this week's panel of beauties, where we will start with Mikey Fowler, and the only question I want to know the answer to is how many beers deep are you right now?
Zero.
Zero. Okay. All right. We're getting straight to the heart in your full brain. No alcohol involved. Okay. Tyler Terrens, after suffering through that shambolic Switzerland loss, how many beers deep are you?
Zero.
Oh my God. Congrats to you guys. I'm impressed. I don't know how you did that, to be honest.
How many beers deep are you, Samuel?
Yeah, interesting.
More than zero. More than zero. They're rather large, so I basically call that one or two, but you double it. So I guess we're at four right now. It's my math. It's my math. When the wife asks, how many beers deep are you, and I'm like, just one. Anyway, let's let's move it along. In fact, I got to open the chat because I know that there's going to be some comments
Yeah,
from
anything
people
going
here.
on?
Yeah, what's going on with people's here? Um, so the long and the short of it right now are we just came off of two Gold Cup tune-ups where we lost both games to, let's be fair, to legitimate opponents. First one being Turkey, lost 2-1, and then we just got done with the Switzerland game where we lost 4-0. Yikes. Holy moly. Um, I don't know. Mikey, you're not really a men's national team,
This is
normie,
Mikey's worst nightmare coming on at 10 o'clock to talk about an international friendly window.
right? A men's national team game, national team game. So just give us your thoughts as somebody who doesn't always watch the men's
Yeah,
national team.
big winner was me in all this, proving right and clear as day why we don't care. We shouldn't care about this group. Uh, the Swiss are not okay. Put it in context, right? There are some very fine players on that Swiss side, and I'm choosing my words very carefully. They looked bigger, faster, stronger, more organized. Uh, that was a 4-0 was a mercy killing because that could have been 9 or 10. That looked like an actual training ground. I know that phrase gets thrown around quite a bit. Uh, that was ridiculous.
It could have been 9 or 10-0 just in the first half alone.
Yes.
Like it was that bad. That first half of the Turkey game, or the Turkey game, the Switzerland game was. I'm trying to think of like a worse half of soccer I've seen, recently, and this includes from Tottenham, who were terrible for the last.
Always find a way to bring it back to them, huh?
Well,
Always.
that's who I watch. That's who I
I,
watch. Oh,
I
you don't
understand.
bring Liverpool up?
I never
Uh,
bring up Liverpool when I'm
Never.
talking about the U.S. men's national team. Why would I talk about those two things in the same sentence?
All right, Hobart Soccer, take it over from
Listen,
Mikey here.
guy.
Guy.
I did not watch the second half for obvious
Nope.
reasons. Um, feels like last summer. 5-1 against Colombia, head into a major tournament, get grouped. I'm sorry, but the team that was rolled out there tonight was not set up for success. And I want to make one thing very clear before all the anti-MLS people start to jump all over me and start to stab me. Um, I think that there are still some of these guys who can offer something up when they're put in a position to succeed with the European guys surrounding them. I still think that there's a place for them on this roster and within the team. I don't think that a team that features the Aronson brothers, one of whom really doesn't feature for the men's national team at all, and the other has not been a big part of the proceedings for the past 2.5, 3 years in Brendan. And then Quinn Sullivan and Sebastian Berhalter making his first real appearance in that sort of setting. And Brian White starting. And Max Arfson starting. Then Nathan Harriel starting. Fartson. And Walker Zimmerman and Mark McKenzie, a pairing who hadn't played together in 3 years. I'm sorry, but you can't expect to roll that team out against Switzerland and expect to get anything out of the game. Now, there's a big distinction between that group not being set up to succeed and then farting your own shit. Both of those happened on the night. So I was disgusted. I turned it off after halftime. I said, babe, we can watch whatever you want because I ain't watching this. And then we came on the pod, and now we're here. But really, really embarrassing. And we can talk about the Pulisic stuff and guys not showing up for camp, or really just one guy not showing up for camp.
Two.
Who's
Musa.
the second?
Musa.
Oh, Musa, sorry. But there should be alarm bells sounding right now. Not just because of the play that we saw, but for the opportunity to be there for all those guys who were on the field tonight, and then for the performance to be that poor and the effort. And Kyle Martino was spot on the entire game. It was like this half-hearted in between a press, in between sitting in, passive 1v1 defending, reaching in and stabbing at Mbolo like he's a winger for Nicaragua. Like, why are you diving in like that? So embarrassing to say the least.
So how much of this are you putting on Poch? So Anthony LaFleur, by the way, in the comments, and if you're not in the comments, you should be. And by you getting in the comments, you got to sign up for the Sam's Army Patreon. Anthony in the comments said Poch has also not prepared this team poorly for the Gold Cup and leaves me with a lot of questions. So I think there was a not that shouldn't be in there. Poch has also prepared this team poorly for the Gold Cup and leaves me with a lot of questions before the World Cup next summer. So, how much is this on Poch?
Man, it feels like what else? What are you gonna? That these guys suck. I'm never one of those people who blame the manager when the guys suck. Like, man for man, they weren't good enough. I don't think there's anything that you could have done with that group.
There was 11 individuals running around tonight.
It was really, he's been here a month and a half or whatever it feels like. I don't know. He hasn't had a chance to do anything. He's just putting guys out and seeing what he's got. And he learned tonight he's got absolutely nothing at any of those guys. So I'm not too concerned. It's a friendly. I get that. I get the pressure of a year and a day out. I understand everything everyone's going to say to that, but
we have less than 10
suck.
games until the World Cup starts. Like literally less than 10 played games.
There better be 15 at more behind closed doors. 20.
How did we get in this position? We are in such a shitty position right now. Like, the vibes for fans are terrible. The team looks terrible. It's like we don't have, as you just said, we don't have like any serious games between now and World Cup. Like a Gold Cup, sure, but we're not going to have our team. We're going to have a B squad. It's like we are coming up on the biggest, most important tournament, in our lifetime, and are we in a worse spot right now than we were in 2017 when we lost to fucking Trinidad and Tobago? No.
No,
because we're playing in the World Cup.
No, because we won the bid.
That doesn't put us in a better position.
Yes, it does, because we're participating.
That puts the U.S. Soccer Federation in a better position to make some money. That doesn't put the team or the program or the fans in a better position.
No, I mean, you just international soccer boils down to one thing, right? It's just you just want to care and you want the players to care. That's what this is all about. It's for like you watch even right now, Paraguay, Brazil's on. Those guys are proud of the guys wearing their jerseys. The players reciprocate. That's what it's all about. It's a little bit of that. There's just neither way is this
No.
passing right now. The fans don't feel investment from the players. The players just don't care, it seems, about the fans. The attendance is a representative of that. The team is not anything to be proud of, and they look like they know it.
I didn't watch the Nations League final. I was hiking in Kentucky. Yeah, you can do that there apparently. And we were done for the day, stopped at this great little divey Mexican spot. I ordered a jumbo margarita. I went to the bathroom to go wash my hands after we were rolling around in the filth for 5 hours. And I'm walking by the TV, and I had no idea who started. I had no service all day. I didn't know anything about what was going on. It was beautiful, non-technology bliss. And I see Vitinha on my screen. I see Dembele on my screen. I see guys who literally had just come off of a Champions League final and who had played 60-some-odd games, playing in, wait for it, a made-up tournament called Nations League. And our best player decides that he doesn't want to show up.
He was hiking too.
And I wasn't bothered before I saw that. But there was something about watching those guys, and not only that, Lamine Yamal cared that they were losing that game. Like, I'm with Mikey. Why does the sense of pride and the sense of, like, I'm playing for the national team seem to wax and wane like you're playing a normal club 34-game slate? So then I start to think to myself, well, what happens when they go into camp? What's the feeling when they go into camp? How are they taken care of when they go into camp? What's the process like with the admins when they go into camp? And mind you, that facility in Atlanta still isn't ready yet. So every time they go into camp, it's at a different spot. It's in Nashville. It's in Miami. It's in Atlanta. It's in Chicago. There's no home base like most of the normal countries in the world where, like, here's where the national team trains. What happens when they're in camp for the U.S.? What happens to the point where they treat this like anything other than playing for your country, which is quite literally, as much shit as we give Mikey for not liking international football, and as strugglesome as it can be to watch, there still is no other sport like international soccer and like the World Cup and like the Euros and like Copa America. There's nothing else like it. There's no other sport that will give you the chills of watching somebody sing their own national anthem. But with us, why does it look like this? And it's not just this group. It's happened a lot over the years. I just think that there's a larger issue that we don't have access to and we're not privy to. Because that stems from a culture that's being created. Does the facility in Atlanta need to be finished in order for guys to feel like they're finally playing for the national team? Well, that certainly shouldn't be the case. They could be practicing at Hobart College in Geneva, New York, and then, get on a plane to go play, and they should be ready to go. Playing for the fucking United States of America.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to these guys. I put it this way: the Granit Xhaka today, right? Good luck ever convincing any Swiss player that the United States is a growing soccer nation. Like, our reputation gets damaged every time one of these things happen, and then the players at the top find it lame to be a part of the program. Like, I could say, I don't blame. I mean, listen, I know Pulisic isn't distancing himself from the United States men's national team, but a lot of these guys may start to, if this is what's going to happen.
No,
it's embarrassing.
They won't dip, but we weren't set up for success with this group, though. This is a C team that we rolled out there today.
Why were we the only country in the world that did that?
That's my question. I get it.
I'm watching Vinny Jr. play right now. Mbappe played a third place game the other day.
We ran into a really unfortunate stretch of Serginho Dest coming off of an ACL injury. He actually got taken out by the medical staff, apparently. Anthony Robinson goes under surgery. McKennie and Weah aren't available to play because of Club World Cup. I mean, that's like half of your starting 11 right there.
You sound like a Tottenham fan right now.
I'm just saying. Well,
Richarlison's playing.
Mazel tov on Thomas Frank. Nobody cares if Richarlison's playing.
Fuck it.
He probably shouldn't have Instagrammed. Just a thought, too.
By the way, who DSH? I haven't seen them in chat recently. I don't know who that is. Is it the MLS script to be anti-Christian Pulisic? No, I think it should be every American's right to be anti-Christian Pulisic if he makes a conscious decision to not show up to national team camp when every other major superstar who played in a lot more games and a lot more intensity of games than he did shows up to their national team. Well, I'm allowed to be upset about that. Why am I turning on the TV and watching Lamine Yamal, Vitinha, Dembele, and basically half of Spain and Portugal play in their game and show up for their camp, and our guy doesn't? And we're the ones hosting a World Cup, and we have everything to play for, and we're still a really young group that still needs to figure out exactly how to win at a high level. And we're playing the two most arguably important friendlies in the last 4 years, outside of those two games that we played against Colombia and Brazil right before Copa America last year. One of which we got smoked. One of this we got smoked. We got grouped last summer.
We're gonna get grouped in. We're gonna get grouped in 26. No, in 26.
26.
Yeah. As Derek said in the chat right now, I agree. If there's one thing about maybe the thing I disagree with most about the way they handle Pulisic has handled this is that post, the Instagram post. It's so petty. It's so unnecessary. Like you know that people are pissed off, about this whole situation. That felt like I get where his dad was coming from with that post. I get where guys that were defending him, national team guys, Eddie Johnson, I think Jeff Cameron, definitely Clint Dempsey to a certain extent. I get why guys were defending him, and I will actually defend him to a certain extent. I mean, I get it. The guy's had, he's had a streak or a trend of injuries. And, if he's been playing too much, he knows his body better than I do. And so if he says he's played too much, I don't question Christian Pulisic's dedication or commitment to the U.S. national team. I do not. I think that he will be out there, giving his all. He has done. That's his track record. I believe that he will do that. I think it stinks that he didn't play in this tournament, but I get it.
But why? No. But hold on a second. If every other superstar in the world can go show up for their national team, even if he plays half an hour combined in the two friendlies, and then plays a combined, 180 minutes in the group stage games of Gold Cup, and then you take it from there in the knockout. Why can't he do it? What excludes him?
This is just what happens when you get a girlfriend. You stop being around for your homies.
Look at Mitch.
Where's Mitchell? Where's Mitchell?
You guys have seen a lot less of Mitch recently.
This is girlfriend. This is what happens. Christian got the golf bug and the girlfriend bug right around the same time. Is he Gareth Bale?
And his girlfriend golfs, which is even worse.
He's fucked. It's maybe the last time we ever see him.
I totally agree with what Derek said. He probably thinks it's a funny shot towards Downers. So we're talking about Pulisic's post right now that he posted an hour before the game on Instagram. He probably thinks it's a funny shot towards Donovan, but it's a shot against every fan who cares about this team. Yes, I actually agree with you there. That post is in poor taste, and I think perhaps he might rethink that later. It sucks. I actually, I feel like Christian Pulisic is basically the lightning rod for all our anger right now, but I feel like there's a lot more blame that we can pass around.
Well, yeah, there's 20 some odd players today who proved why they don't deserve to be wearing the national team kit. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, but I can't blame them for that.
Oh, I do. My blame pie is
You're
Poch
blaming
at
the
like
players
10.
for that.
I'm blaming Poch like 10% of what just happened out there.
I'll bump up Mikey's 10% to about to 30%.
I blame the players a lot.
I mean,
whatever game plan Poch rolled out, that clearly was not it.
No, just leaving the 2 fullback spots open was probably not in the game plan. Or if it was, then, this is like he's doing some next level thinking that I can't even wrap my head around.
I'm like trying to muster anger, but I'm not angry. I'm like sad.
Yeah, you're almost apathetic. That's worse.
I'm sad because we're in this spot where how the F are we going to fix this? Like, are we going to fix
it? Ain't
this?
Getting fixed before the World Cup. I promise you that.
No way.
Well, we don't have a measuring stick to know whether it has been or has not because nobody's going to.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
So we're basically stuck in a spot where we just have to believe. That's all we got. We got to
believe. Yeah. Hope is not a strategy, as a wise man once told me. Hope is not a strategy.
We got to have faith that the likes of Pulisic, Weah, Adams, who's hurt again, all these guys. We have to have faith that they're going to be healthy, and then we have to believe that they're just going to sort of magically come together, like fucking Captain Planet.
Righteous Sam Stones. Listen, DSH said that Christian is battling lingering injury issues. I understand that. Dest's same way. Adams has been a little bit frail. What's to make you believe that we're all going to be perfectly healthy in 26?
Yeah.
Why don't we learn how to play with 2 of the 3 or 1 of the 3?
Oh, who's to say that we can't? But we have none of the 3 out there right now. So I feel like blaming the players right now, the players that were out there. To a certain extent, I agree that the effort did not look like it was there, and when we gave up 4 goals in about 30 seconds to Switzerland, who scored 2 goals in the last World Cup, that hurt, and it just nobody looked like they were all that pissed off. I don't know, man. We're in a tough spot right now.
How many of those guys tonight are even with the squad in 26?
Well, Tillman, Luna, maybe. Richards, Turner, probably. LDLT, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Token, maybe.
It's pretty sad.
But keep in mind that the only guys that were missing that could be there was Eunice and Christian, right? I mean,
yes.
So
that's why, yeah.
We fucking suck.
You guys just gonna? This is probably one of the last ones I'm gonna watch for a long time.
You picked a good one.
But there's no. I don't even. It's not worth the time to go through tactically the performance of any of these players and what we're missing. Right? That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Oh, that tasted good. So I'm going to give you some quick positives and negatives from the 2 games. Positives. This is Turkey, U.S. Jack McGlynn played well, relatively well. Absolute banger. 1 minute into the game. From there on, we basically had 179 minutes of absolute dog shit. So that stinks. But the first minute, that was fun.
There were some good build-up moments against Turkey.
They were okay. They're okay.
Oh,
Uh,
Turkey.
Yeah, he hit us with,
I
he hit
mean,
us
they're
with that new
apparently
pronunciation.
that's how the commentators are saying it. So I guess I'm
That's
going to jump on that bandwagon now.
You do. You got to fit in with
And
your
I have
peers.
permission to call that flashy.
Diego Luna, I thought played relatively okay, relatively decent.
Relatively okay.
Relatively okay. I mean, listen, he was active. He looked like he wanted to be out there.
That's a
which
good
is,
one.
You know,
Relatively okay.
Relatively okay. I usually get that shout from my fiance in the bedroom. You were relatively okay.
Oh,
Where do you
man,
think
don't
I got
do
that from? On the negatives, there were a lot of them, but I'm just going to boil it down. Johnny Cardoso. Holy shit, man. What are you doing? That pass
Farts
in the we'll get to him. Cardoso in that pass, which basically like killed all the momentum of the game, and it was all downhill from the rest of the, not just that game, but the game after it. I mean, it was such a stupid pass. Like I'm a fan of his. He plays great again for Betis, and I guess maybe now for Atletico Madrid. But like, he's just another one of these guys that just cannot seemingly put it together for the national team. I know it's a different animal, but Adams came in and sort of righted the ship in the second half. By the way, fun fact of the Turkey A game: Pochettino is the first men's national team coach with a 3-game losing streak in his first 10 games. That was after the Turkey A game. So we've now gone a 4-game losing streak, and that was his 9th game. So that this is his 10th game in Switzerland. We have a 4-game losing streak in his first 10. So we're setting records here. We're setting
Have
records.
have we gone too Spursy?
we only got one. Cardoso was being chased, but he's not a Tottenham player, if that's where you're sort of getting at.
I'm talking about it. I'm talking about Poch.
Man, he's been to PSG, he's been to Chelsea. He got that stank off him by now.
We should do compliment corner. The chat's calling for it.
Oh, are they? Okay, if we could do that.
For farts in.
Oh, jeez. Okay, we'll get to that, chat. On now the U.S. Switzerland game positives, jerseys. Those jerseys are pretty sick. Let's give some credit where it's due. I liked them at first, and they're even growing on me more. I like the jerseys. Negatives, literally everything. The first half was the worst 90 or 45 minutes I've seen. The effort, execution, desire, everything. Just dribbling, passing, defense. We fucking sucked. The second 45 was a half step up from there. So that was just bad. First half, just plain ugly. The attendance, by the way, shout out to Nashville and their multicolored seats. So we couldn't really tell how atrocious the attendance was.
One of the
That's
biggest
a good
scams.
spin
One
zone.
of the biggest scams in sports.
I think it was absolutely atrocious. I don't
good
know what
shout.
the number was, but shout out to US for picking the.
Somebody do like one of those memes where it's like Switzerland 4 and then it's United States 5, and the 5 are like war pride kits. Nobody got injured. Our guys get to rest, and tally up all the moral victories that we had, because the only thing we're doing is making political statements as a United States men's national team. So if that's where our priorities are, then I'd say A+ this window. I mean, we increased awareness for pride. That's huge. I'm really happy that these guys decided to lay an egg tonight.
Yeah, I'll take wins.
Silver lining. Well done, Mikey. Are we ready for compliment corner as Drew is asking for
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Compliment corner. Oh goodness. Yeah. So we're gonna do compliment corner for Maximilian Arfston, who you guys have been calling Fartston in the chat. That's mean. Mikey, I feel like you're gonna have to start this off. Yeah, give it to us.
I got a good one. So Fartston. No, I don't even really know his real name at this point.
Arfston.
He joined a group of 900 men to ever be capped for the U.S. men's national team, and very few can say that they only got one. So that is a huge thing for him. I don't know if he's
Fuck
ever
his
played before.
12th cap.
I know, but he's
He got
it's-
two of this. You
it's
just
nice to
watched
know.
him get
It's nice to
two.
know when it's over. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus. Okay, that fits right in with the definition of compliment
I also
corner
don't
as
watch the men's national team, so that's
Tyler redefined it. Okay, Tyler, what do you got for us?
He has a really fun last name.
Okay, good. That's good.
God, they suck.
I'm gonna add. He's got some great flow, and
Great hair.
The
Maybe that's
little
yeah.
notch, the little notch in the eyebrow. That it works for him. It works for him. I like that.
It's a good compliment, I guess.
Yeah. See, I treat compliment corner with respect.
Isn't it the worst if when you look really flashy and get your shit kicked in? I think that makes it 50 times worse.
Look good, play bad. Yeah.
Like it's like if you wear an arm sleeve to an AAU tournament and you're down 40 at half, do you just take it off? Or do you play the second half with? I bet he wished he didn't get that stupid haircut. Is what I think. How he probably thought at halftime tonight.
Well, you can't put that back.
I wish I didn't have this stupid haircut. Is probably what he was thinking the entire halftime team.
That toothpaste does not go back in the bottle.
How long have you been just thinking about that and how good?
No,
his flow is and just being a little slightly.
I've been there. No, I've been there. I've been actually wearing stuff and then been getting killed and been like, I should take this stupid shit off. I look insane. So.
That's how I feel about the kits. Like Sam already saying that these kits are dope. Like the kits are only dope if you win in them.
It would have been respectful to the Pride community if they came out of halftime with normal numbers.
Yes. The LGBTQ community doesn't want to be. Meanwhile, meanwhile, Luke Wildman, the play-by-play guy, has to read off like in the 30th minute this portion of tonight's broadcast. This is 30 seconds after Switzerland just made a 4-0. United States Soccer is presented by Volkswagen. I was like, Volkswagen does not want that read right now. I promise you.
What about
I don't care how much they paid for it. They don't want it.
What about our Discord? In our Discord, somebody sent the HBO Max push notification at halftime. Said you're missing a great one or something to the American audience. That's rude.
Did they really? I didn't get that.
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull up exactly who posted it. But it was insane. It was the rudest thing I've ever seen.
All I know is when I was trying to put like a Instagram story up in the first half, in the middle of the first half, just like asking people for like a vibes check on how they feel about the U.S.
That was stupid. Why'd you do that?
Well, I was doing it when it was 2-0, and then I was like, oh fuck, 3-0. I got to redo the post, and then I almost got to 3-0. It was fucking before I even got it up. It was already 4-0. It was just like, what?
So did you fire it off?
Oh, I still fired it off. At that point, it was even more important to get it out. Actually,
Grenaldinho sent it. Max notification, halftime alert. You're missing a good one. Tap to stream the second half of Switzerland, USA. Maybe don't schedule your push notifications for live soccer events.
And with such a generic copy like that, like at least Apple TV and MLS Season Pass have the decency to tell you that when it's 2-2 between Nashville and Colorado on a Wednesday night, that you're missing a good that is come see the thrilling conclusion. But
so
alas,
the vibe
thank
check,
God we wore the Pride kits, man.
The update from the vibe check, I gave him 3 options. First was chill. These are meaningless friendlies with the B squad. Option 2, very nervous, but hoping we bounce back with the best 11. And third, worse than post Trinidad and Tobago, fire everyone immediately.
Probably the first one.
So that got 16%. That was last place.
What?
Yeah, people are a little more worked up than you.
Oh, it's
nervous,
international soccer. It doesn't even count.
But hoping we bounce back with the best. I completely disagree and disavow that statement, Mikey. Very nervous, but hoping we bounce back with the best 11, 44%. So that actually won. Worse than post TNT, fire everyone immediately, 40%. People are not happy.
That's a little bit aggressive.
People are not happy, and I don't blame
the fact that you put that as an option is insane. There's a step below that.
Yeah, you're a psycho.
There's a step below.
You're promoting hate and negativity. I thought you were supposed to promote love
on Pride Night.
I do.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm giving people an
option.
Option.
You just got to believe, man. You just got to believe.
That's all we have at this point. Belief and faith. That's all
We should hire. Then
Since
let's
when
hire
did
Nick,
our podcast
then let's hire
become
Nick
Ted-
Saban.
Yeah. Since when did our podcast become like a Ted Lasso, like Kumbaya, we just gotta believe type podcast?
I'm
Who
not
are-
saying
who are we?
I'm not saying I
We're-
believe
no,
or have
you know
faith.
something?
I'm
We need
saying
to
that's
take-
all we could have.
We need to take a look in the mirror because we keep asking the question, what's gone wrong with our federation? Content mules like us are what's wrong. Just saying, like, well, we just gotta believe heading into this
Right.
Gold Cup. Like, we just
Listen,
gotta close our eyes and wish it to be true. Game's gone. Content game is gone.
we're
Sam's
gonna
hat.
manifest.
Sam's over hat is on even after we
Sam's
just got
doing
drilled.
He's doing gimmicky hats and talking about hope now.
First of all, this hat it plays double duty. Yes, it is the over
Sam's
hat.
gone TikTok.
I don't even know what that means. This hat does double duty. It's the over hat, but it's also I've worn this hat on all the occasions that we've been completely down in the dumps about the USMNT national team.
You haven't had that on for 4 years.
You haven't had that on for 4 years. Number one. Number
Well, no,
two.
I'm saying in the last couple of years since I got it. I got it.
You're missing Mikey's joke, unfortunately.
That things are always bad.
Yes, that it's been bad for 4 years, sir. But no, keep hoping that it's going to turn around. You're fine.
It felt like we were on the right track there.
About 9 years ago, I met you and we started talking about soccer. And not once have I cared about the national team. And all those hours that you've spent caring about it, don't you wish you could have those back now, buddy?
I mean, how many of those hours of
Joke's on
caring
you,
about
Mikey.
Arsenal
You're on the
and you're
podcast right now.
How
But
many
I'm here out of spite.
this Arsenal fan telling other people that they are wasting their time
Oh my
caring
God.
about
He wins one bullshit European trophy and gets Thomas Frank as his coach, and now he has the audacity to look down on Arsenal fans.
Champions of Europe. Champions of Europe.
Yeah, one of three.
Same
Your men
here.
will never
There's
see
three.
that.
There's three of those this year.
Your men will never say that.
Yeah, that doesn't have a ring to it. Sorry.
Also, John, you're absolutely right. Sam still does need to do his TikTok dance.
But I don't know what that.
Just get up and do it right now. You've had a few.
Yeah, I don't know. I can do this one.
We're recording.
The little.
What
kid
was
dance.
that? Were you wiping your ass?
No, the fucking whatever that game was.
It's called a floss.
Sam, can I ask you one question, and then I really do want to stop doing this.
No.
Compare tonight. What thing or player at TST most closely resembled the United States men's national team performance tonight?
Individual player.
Is it could be his attitude?
Oh, I know who it is.
Oh my God, Tyler, who's your?
It was the goalkeeper with the man boobs from Pumas to Alabama. To be fair, he put on quite the show, and he got all the way to a final. But if I'm saying like just purely aesthetically,
listen, there were some round mound of rebounds out there at TST, and you got to watch out. If you see a round mound rebound out on the soccer field, you got to watch out for those guys. They are dangerous. Every single one of them.
how dare you talk about Pat McAfee like that?
He did put on some weight.
He's not one of the ones I'm talking about. There were some guys,
Fat McAfee,
on several of the teams that the bigger they were, it's like, wow, you gotta watch out for them.
I feel like Mikey's angrier than usual tonight.
I don't like Pat. Sam's after dark.
We are. Oh, Pat. Listen, Pat's helping pump up TST and soccer. I
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I respect that. Mikey's very angry over here.
I just had to
US
watch
soccer.
that.
U.S. soccer finally got in your mind. You're a little. You care. I really respect that about you.
Literally good riddance. Get out.
To U.S.
When do they
soccer.
do I have to care about this
Sunday.
again? Fuck me, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gold
we
Cup
got
starts, man.
Trinidad,
The
Tobago.
real show starts.
Yeah, the games that matter. So we got Trinidad and Tobago, followed by Saudi Arabia and Haiti. It's quite a murderer's row.
If I had the money, I would take a long vacation.
You're not gonna.
You
watch.
can get your
Oh.
money. You can get your cut if Sam fills out a tax form for you.
I have a best bet.
Ooh. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm looking at this Gold Cup for the first time. I watched the entire Saudi Arabia Australia match this afternoon. Saudi Arabia is going to kick the fucking shit.
Saudi,
out of us.
whoa, Saudi Arabia is missing like 8 guys due to Club World Cup.
Al-Dosari is going to be probably with Al Hilal, isn't he? That I was going to say best bet. He's going to score.
I would not go anywhere near the Saudi Arabian team.
Damn. Is Al Hilal in Hilal?
Yes.
Damn it.
Or no, is it Al Hilal or Nasser? It's Al Hilal. Yeah.
Al Hilal is because
They won by 1 million in the league this year. So
weren't they talking about somebody transferring to them to play with
Ronaldo.
yeah. Well, never mind then.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, either way, we won't be. I'm not going to watch any of this. Is that okay? Do I get a pass?
I feel like yeah, probably.
If I find Mitch and bring him back to the show, am I allowed to then
Yes, then you
Okay,
are. 'Cause
great.
We need
Good
some
luck.
people here.
He posted on Instagram like an hour ago. He's on a subway.
him and Pulisic are both out in the doing vacation stuff together with their girlfriends.
Oh God.
Mitch probably was the one who said post that. That's a great idea. That's hilarious. Just get that Donovan guy.
Are we?
We're done.
This
We're
is
done.
terrible.
End it.
I'm so sad. I have nothing to say.
End
we're
it. Just end it. We'll be
I'm
back
not
bigger,
mad. I'm
bigger,
sad.
better, and stronger, and you just got to believe. Tune in
4-match
after
losing streak.
the Saudi Arabia game. Nice.
I need more beer. Boys, girls, everybody in the chat, we love you very
Tyler
much.
just did that.
Yeah. Why are you?
No, I don't know. I wasn't listening. I was thinking about how sad I am. Love you guys. We'll be back. Listen, we're going to win the Gold Cup with our C squad, and we're going to be in such a great mood going into the meaningless games for the rest of the year.
End card.
We fucking suck. EPL in August. See you guys then. Anything to add, Tyler?